Gotcha.
All right, good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. A lot of you may know my story from watching my talk show, but for me, it's a little bit different. Growing up in Louisiana, I dealt with racism on a very extreme level, and the problem that I created for myself was because I had seen so much racism and dealt with so much racism. When I moved to Grand Rapids, I was almost numb to racism or blind to racism. So a lot of times when people would come on my show, they would talk about systemic racism, how they couldn't get jobs or how they couldn't come up or how they couldn't make it. And I would always feel like, well, look at yourself. Maybe it's you. Maybe you got to change your mindset. Let's start looking within ourselves and see what can we change about ourselves to fit the situation to make ourselves better. And I just wasn't really understanding because growing up, I was called a nigger. I was spit on at work. I had white guys would fight me, and I worked on an oil rig. I worked offshore from 21 years old to probably when I was, I don't know, maybe 33. I worked on an oil rig. I was hundreds of miles away from any land. I was surrounded by water and white guys, So I grew up basically on an oil rig. I worked 28 days, and I had 14 days off. And there was no HR out there. Everybody in the rig, either from Mississippi, Alabama, or Louisiana. And they had that redneck mentality. And they had the tobacco in their jaw. They had the mullet haircut, they had the typical bib overalls, and for many years, every time I saw a guy who looked like that, it just brought chills to me because of the shit that was done to me as a 21-year-old man. And it was like nobody would protect me. So after enduring severe racism on the job, when somebody spit on you at work, I was called so many things. I would answer to anything because I was called so many damn names. I would answer to whatever somebody called me. I would just answer. They could whistle. I would turn around and answer. They could say, "Hey," I would turn around and answer. And that's sad when my mind was so fucked up because of people, right? I allowed people to change my mindset about how worthy I was and how valuable I was. So after going through all of those things all of my life, I get to Grand Rapids here because I own two businesses. I own a risk management consulting firm, and then I own 10 Media TV. So the risk management consulting firm brought me to Michigan because we got a major contract through one of Michigan's largest employers, which brought me to Grand Rapids. 6-month contract, started in 2015, and we've not stopped since. So that kind of speaks for itself. So when I move here, I come here as a financially free, wealthy Black man. And it was so easy to turn a blind eye to the realization of racism because when I come home to my penthouse and get in the building, nobody can come in here. When I get on my elevator, nobody can get on it without a key card. When I put my fingerprint in to get inside my house, nobody can get in but me. When I close my blinds, the world is blind to me. And for so long, I lived that life where I would Ruth's Chris, lumber baron every night, eating out every night, and I would see racist looks in different restaurants, such as the lumber baron. And my passive aggressive way to combat that was I'll just buy the entire bar. Oh, you think I'm whatever you think I am? Okay, how about this? I'll buy all y'all damn drinks, or I'll buy all y'all food for you guys. And that was my way of just pacifying the real racism, And it wasn't until this whole thing just exploded till I stopped to think about it. Why are people so mad? Why are people so passionate about what's going on? And I just stopped and thought about it myself. I serve on 2 boards downtown Grand Rapids on DGRI. And I'm like, because I'm who I am doing what I do, how blind am I allowing myself to be to the pain that other people are feeling? I've had people come on my show talking about the pain and the hurt and the racism and being held back. And for so long, I couldn't understand how you would let the pain and racism hold you back when that pain pushed me to be where I am today, But honestly, it's real, it's very real. And I was so angry at myself because I had the opportunity and the luxury to hide behind my success and my wealth and not see what other black people were going through, such as Curtis, you know. It was painful to me to realize that somebody like Curtis, before this protest, I would have told him, come on, bro, motivate yourself. The white man can't hold you back. You got this. It's all your mindset. Change your mindset. Don't think about what the white man does, what the white man says. It's all about you. But now I can identify that I get a pass because I live a certain place. I dress a certain way. I drive a certain car. I eat at certain places. I spend a certain way. I get a pass, you know? And it's almost like, for me, I live under white privilege sometimes because of who I am and how I've set my life up. And I just look back like, wow, you know, how ineffective have I been to my other brothers and sisters that have been going through this thing? And, you know, it was like a real realization for me, you know, to realize that I serve on these boards, I do all these things, I have my circle of influences, you know. At any point, the city manager of America just stopped by my office. I'm right downtown here. I get pop-up visits from all kind of constituents, you know. And I'm telling people, listen, I'm not from Grand Rapids, and I've done all these things. I started a business here. I started a television network here. I'm serving on boards here. I'm not from here. You can do it. You live here. You should be doing these things. But the truth of the matter is, somebody told me, the reason why you've been so successful in Grand Rapids, because nobody ever told you no. One guy said, all my life, people told me, no, you can't do this. You can't be this. You can't go here. You can't do that. And so a lot of people here are stuck in that typical Grand Rapids no. And they have not learned that it's always a yes. Because so many people from their parents, from everybody, from their employers, apartment complexes, have told them no, no, no. And when you've been told no so much, you become downtrodden. You know, you become mentally defeated. And I never had anybody tell me no. So that's almost like Brent was saying, I started the race, even though I'm not from Grand Rapids, I came into the race 10 paces ahead of most black people in Grand Rapids because nobody had ever told me no. I had a clear vision of what I wanted. I had dealt with so much extreme racism in my past. So whatever systemic racism what has been tried on me, I defeated it because I can afford to do so, and my mindset affords me to do so. So no matter what's been tried on me here, it hasn't succeeded. You know, I get a lot of money from big corporate companies, and a lot of people thought I was going to sell out, you know, because I get big money from big corporations to promote and to produce things or to air TV shows. But there's no sellout here because I know who I'm doing it for and why I'm doing it. You know, so I mean, I just want to tell the brothers and sisters that are being oppressed, you know, by the system or by people. I now feel your pain. I've not gone through it here because to me, racism in Grand Rapids is so subtle. It's in bank loans. It's in housing. You know what I'm saying? It's in getting apartments. You know, it's in so many different things. It's in getting jobs. And I'm used to the blatant racism in your face, call you a nigga, keep on walking. You know, so it's probably calloused my skin so much until it made me blind to subtle racism. But I'm gonna tell you guys, especially you, Curtis, brother, keep your head up, man. Keep your head up because if you allow your mind to stay sharp, nobody can control your mind. And I know it's out there. I want to say I'm sorry for my willingness to not acknowledge it. And I see my people are hurting out here. And now my whole goal is to give back and help people, to help them be what they want to be any way that I can. So I love each and every one of you guys. I feel your pain and I understand your pain. I'm here to help. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. No, thank you, Myric. And I feel like you wrapped that up extremely well in what we're hoping to see happen for the future, being willing to acknowledge your privilege, whether it be due to your employment, due to your skin color, due to your sexual orientation, the privileges that you have, and then how can you use it to help those who have been disadvantaged. So thank you for your willingness to, recognize that. So we want to move forward to our next speaker. And I think it's going to be great to get a woman's point of view here. So I'd like to introduce Tanel. She's a first-generation college student, a business owner, an Army veteran, and she's an inspiration for young women throughout the community. And I'm sure her words will inspire you as well. So thank you, Tanel, for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you again, Sarah, for doing this. I truly think that this will be valuable. Um, this has been difficult. Sarah had originally asked me to do it last week, but I responded late because it has just been so